I remember this game like it was yesterday. May 31st, 2002. Senegal, first ever World Cup. The opponent, France, defending world champions. Nobody gave Senegal a chance. The game kicked off, and 30 minutes later, Senegal 1-0. They held on, and they won. The entire African continent went crazy. That goal, that game, that moment, it was the greatest shock in the history of African football. Then, 24 years later, Senegal meet France again. Same group, same stakes. But this time, Senegal arrives as Africa's second-ranked team, 14th in the world. Senegal, West Africa, a country of 17 million people, they fell in love with football long before 2002. But 2002 is where the world fell in love with them. That tournament, their first World Cup, they reached the quarterfinals. They beat France, they beat Sweden, they drew with Denmark. They faced Turkey in the quarterfinal and lost. But the impression they left on football was permanent. Since then, Senegal have become Africa's most consistent force. 2022, they won the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time. 2025, they won it again, though the title was later stripped after a controversy. We'll come back to that later. But here is what matters. Senegal is ranked 14th in the world, second in Africa, behind Morocco, who sit at the 8th globally. But rankings don't win World Cups. Hunger does. And this squad, they're hungry. This is not a small nation hoping to survive. This is a genuine contender. Before we talk about the World Cup, we need to talk about the chaos, because there has been a lot of it. And it all started at the AFCON. In the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, Senegal reached the final. The opponent were the hosts, Morocco. But before the game even kicked off, Senegal were already angry. The Senegalese Football Federation released a statement at night before the final. They complained about the security arrangements for them, problems with their accommodation, issues with their training facilities, even difficulties getting tickets for their own supporters. The atmosphere was poisoned before a ball was kicked. Then the final itself happened. Morocco were awarded a penalty late in the game. Senegal's players surrounded the referee. They disagreed furiously, and then they walked off the pitch. The referee waited. The officials pleaded. The crowd was in chaos. Eventually, Senegal came back out. They played on. They won the match. But the African Football Confederation stripped Senegal off the title. The reason was leaving the field without the referee permission. Morocco were handed the trophy. Senegal went home with nothing. It was one of the most controversial moments in African football history. The players were furious. The country was divided. And then, just days before the 2026 World Cup, another crisis. Reports emerged that coach Pape Thiaw almost refused to travel to the USA. His contract had expired in February 2026. 3 months later, no extension, no official decision, nothing. He was coaching the national team at the World Cup without a signed contract. The frustration reportedly boiled over. He almost didn't get on a plane. The team's departure was delayed by nearly 8 hours. The Football Federation denied the coach crisis publicly. They said the delay was only due to flight permits and visa problems. but multiple sources in Senegal told a very different story. Here is the brutal truth. Senegal are arriving at this World Cup carrying more baggage than any other team. An AFCON title ripped away, a coach without a contract, administrative chaos. The question is not whether this is a problem. The question is, can this team leave all of that behind when the whistle blows? Their qualifying record: 7 wins, 3 draws, no losses. Suggests they can? But it is the biggest question mark around this team, and you need to know it. The coach Papi Thiaw, he took over in December 2024. He replaced Aliou Cissé, the man who built this team. Cissé was the architect, the father. He brought Senegal from nowhere to the top of Africa, and then he handed the keys to Thiaw. Papi Thiaw is Senegalese, a former striker. He knows this game from the inside. He was part of the coaching staff before becoming head coach. His job was simple: don't destroy what Cissé built. Get to the World Cup. He did that. The qualifying campaign was excellent. 0 losses in 10 games, 22 goals scored, 3 conceded. That is control. That is a team that believes in its coach. But the contract situation is real. His deal expired in Feb 2026. The federation still not officially confirmed his future. He traveled to the World Cup without a signed contract. Whether you believe the flight delay was logistics or frustration, that situation should never happen, not 2 weeks before the World Cup. For Thiaw, this tournament is now everything. Win games, go deep, force the federation's hand. Because if Senegal reach the quarterfinal, nobody will question whether he keeps the job. He coaches with his future riding on every result. That is either a distraction or the most powerful motivation possible. Now, let's talk about the squad. And this is where Senegal gets really exciting, because they have players at every level, veterans and youngsters, experience and electric energy. Let's start with the most important name, Sadio Mané, Al Nassr, 34 years old. Senegal's all-time top scorer, 53 international goals, Premier League winner with Liverpool, Champions League winner with Liverpool, Ballon d'Or top 3 finisher, and this almost certainly his last World Cup. He didn't score in 2022. Senegal went out in the round of 16 without him. He was injured. He watched from the stand. The pain on his face was visible. The whole country felt it. This year he's back. He's fit. He's hungry. Mané scores in big moments. Always has. If there is one player who could shock France in the opening game, you're looking at them. Nicolas Jackson, Chelsea, 24 years old. Fast, direct, physical. He had a difficult start at Chelsea, but is now one of most wanted players. This World Cup is his introduction to the world stage. He's the next Mané, not yet, but the potential is real. Watch him. He can win a game in one moment. Lamine Camara plays for Monaco, 21 years old. One of the most exciting young mid in the league. Athletic, energetic, can run box-to-box all game. He scored twice at the African Cup and announced himself to Africa. In 2026, he announced himself to the world. Papi Matar Sarr, Tottenham Hotspur, a box-to-box midfielder with pace and creativity. He has been in and out of the team but has shown flashes of brilliance. At the World Cup, he could have the tournament of his life. Kalidou Koulibaly, Al Hilal, 34 years old. considered one of the best defenders of his generation. He's now in Saudi Arabia, but his quality does not fade. Big aerial presence, a leader. Alongside him, there is Moussa Niakate at Lyon and Mamadou Sarr at Chelsea. This is a back line that can handle anyone. The goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy. He plays in Saudi Arabia. He won the Champions League with Chelsea in 2021. And he can be the most reliable goalkeeper in the world when at his best. His presence behind the defense gives Senegal enormous confidence. Now we're gonna talk about their group and the World Cup. And I will say this directly, Senegal got very hard job. France, Norway, and Iraq. France, two-time world champions and one of the favorites of 2026. Norway, Erling Haaland, the most lethal striker on the planet. Iraq, back at the World Cup for the first time since 1986. On paper, this is one of the hardest groups in this tournament. But here's why Senegal doesn't care. Their best ever result in 2022 started with beating France, not drawing. Beating. The defending world champions 1-0 group stage. If they did it then, they can do it again. But it's hard. This game will be in June 16 in MetLife Stadium. The 2002 rematch. The game the whole world will watch. Mbappe, Dembele, Chouameni, one of the best squads ever assembled. France have beaten Brazil in recent friendly. They look incredible. But this is the kind of opponent Senegal raises their game for. Thiao's team will defend cheap and hit on the counter. Mané, Mbappe, Jackson, Dembele, one goal, one moment, like 2002. A Senegal win here would be the moment of the entire tournament. A draw, excellent. A loss, they go again. And this go again will be on June 22nd against Norway in the MetLife Stadium. Erling Haaland, the problem is obvious. He has scored 60 plus goals in a season at a club level. But international football is different. Senegal defense, Koulibaly, Niakate, Mendy in goal is built to stop strikers like him. If Senegal can neutralize Haaland, Norway have much less to offer. This is the most important game for Senegal. Win here and they might go through, almost certainly. The game 3 will be in Canada, Toronto, against Iraq. First World Cup since 1986. Emotional story, wonderful football. But Senegal are completely different class here. 3 points, clean sheet if possible. Use this game to risk key players if already qualified, which is hard. Iraq will defend, Iraq will fight, but Senegal quality is too much. My prediction is Senegal qualify, most likely best third. If for some reason history repeats itself and they beat France, they can top the group, which I don't see that. If they fought Norway and got second, which is very possible, they go second place into the round of 32. With 48 teams, even third place can go through. Senegal has safety nets with a big score against Iraq. Here's where Senegal's story gets truly interesting, because in 2002 they did everything right in the knockouts. They beat Sweden. They reached the quarterfinal, and then one game away from the semifinal they lost. That is Senegal's ceiling so far, quarterfinal. 2026. The question is, can they break it? Round of 32, Senegal are physical enough, experienced enough to win this game. They should not be troubled by whoever they face. Round of 16, this is where 2022 ended. Senegal lost to England 3-0. They were outclassed, but this squad is more experienced. Lamine Camara has grown. Papi Matar Sarr is now at his peak. Senegal winning the round of 16 is not just possible. It's expected. Quarterfinal, that is the minimum dream. Can they go further? Senegal physical style, their defensive organization, their pace on the counter. Any team in the world can have a bad day against that. Brazil, England, France. Anyone can lose to a team that presses defense and attacks in bursts. Mané in his last World Cup, scoring a winner in quarterfinal, that would be the image of the entire tournament. In Senegal, of course. So, the real prediction. I say Senegal will qualify from the group. Iraq are the easy game for them. They will get tested with Norway, and France is a really hard game. They should pray for a miracle. But when against Norway, they go through. Round of 32, they meet a less quality team. They should win. Round of 16, it's gonna be really hard, but they should win. Quarterfinal, that is the target to match 2002. Semi-final would be the dream and a miracle, like what Morocco did in Qatar. It will be a Mané's farewell on the biggest stage. So minimum round of 16, realistic, I'd say round of 16. Dream will be a quarter semi-final. Because that is the bigger picture here. Senegal in 2002 came close. 2026 with this squad, they could try to make history. So, 2002, Senegal walked into their first World Cup and shocked the planet. 2022, they walked in as AFCON champions and fell in the round of 16. This year, they walk in ranked 14th in the world, Africa's second-ranked team, with a squad full of Premier League, Serie A, and Ligue 1 players, with a coach who has kept them together through controversy, and with Sadio Mané one last time, wearing the number 10. The Lions of Teranga, they have never been this ready. In 2002, Papa Bouba Diop swung his shirt in the air. He celebrated like it was the last goal he would ever score. He didn't know it was just the beginning. This year might be Mané's last game in World Cup. He knows it. Senegal knows it. They will run. They will fight. They will roar. Africa is watching. The world is watching. Are the Lions ready? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.